Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I would like to talk about the importance of changing our environments, our diets as we grow in consciousness, okay? As I begin to increase in light, increase in consciousness, my body began to reject inorganic things. It began to desire more orgon things, natural energy, okay? My body began to reject pollutants, okay? I become super sensitive, okay? And literally, I can eat something and know instantly my body is talking to me and telling me like, no, this ain't right for you. I can enter into a space or a city or a town and I literally can, begin to become very bothered or smothered by the pollution that's in the area, These things begin to affect the chosen. So if anybody's been questioning and wondering, like, you might be thinking, am I crazy? Do I really need fresher air? Do I really need more sunlight? I'm going to tell you the answer is yes. Now, I've been knowing this for quite some years now, right? As I was growing in consciousness, I actually manifested the knowledge that began to talk about these things, talking about melanated people needing more sunlight to thrive, and also talking about, clean and fresh air. And I remember, like, for years, like, as I was growing, in consciousness for years, I was in an environment where there wasn't much sunlight, okay? And what I believe started to happen was, okay, as you also begin to grow in light, you have these territorial spirits, right, who control the weather in certain places. So not only do we have the government spraying the airs with the chemtrails to block out the sun, right, so that these inorganic beings can live down here, but we also have these terrestrial spirits who don't like your light in a particular area, right? They like for the area to be gloomy and dark because that's how they thrive. So I remember moving into a city, guys. I'm telling you, I moved there, and I don't remember it raining that much when I first got there. Now, when I first got there, my consciousness wasn't where it was when I left there, okay? So I came in conscious, and I know that they knew I came into the city because they brought somebody to me when I came into the city, which I felt that was the case, but I wasn't that strong in my awareness yet to really confirm it. But as the years passed by, I realized that's actually what happened. As I entered that territory, they sent an unclean spirit to approach me and meet me, so that that person could subdue me, a man that would become my lover, would subdue me to help oppress my light, okay? Because at that time I was still growing in light. So like I said, when I moved there, it didn't rain like that. But as I began to gain knowledge and go further and further, I remember, like, maybe it seemed like in 2020, I took a voyage across the country. I went into Arizona, okay? A beautiful road trip. I mean, beautiful. It's very nice when you can take the scenic route opposed to flying places. You really get to experience the glory of God, the creator of the universe, of Earth. Like, Earth is absolutely stunning, okay? And as you ride through these different places like Arizona, New Mexico, those places are high vibrational places. And I believe, and I want to say I know that the western part of the United States is home of the gods, okay? What gods? I'm talking about high level gods. Okay? I'm not going to put no names to them as of yet, but I know and believe, right, that this is their homes. No doubt about it. You feel the change once you get to this side, the west side. You feel it. Okay? And as you ride through these different places, they literally begin to transfigure you, change you, you know, if you're sensitive to the energy. And I stayed in Arizona for maybe like a month and a half or so, and then I decided to go back into North Carolina. And when I came back, number one, I could never get back on the correct schedule. Never, because of the time difference, right? And the amount of light that was given to me when I got to the west. Because, you know, it ain't nothing but straight sun hitting you. It ain't nothing but the sun hitting you. I remember riding through the mountains of New Mexico, okay? And I mean, I seen the sun in all its brilliance. Now, I done seen the sun in full force before, like I seen the whole circle and I seen it glorious. But when you start to get out there, I mean, you are eye level with the sun. You are there. We here. You understand? And it's a different amount of light that's coming into you. That's what's going to be clearing up this, you know, that third eye, that pineal gland, and activating it, you know. And as when I left there, I had risen, you know. So when I came back, first problem was I couldn't get on the Eastern Standard Time at all. I transferred into the I became more of a night creature. You know, I never really before this trip was really a morning person anyway. I had to get up during the day because my daughter was in school, so obviously I would get up and you know, take her to school, but that wasn't my natural thing. I'm more like a midday person. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, I'm up and do what I gotta do, you know. But so I get back to North Carolina and it just rained. I mean, it was summertime, and I said it just rained and rained. I mean, it was no sunlight. It just was cloudy and gloomy, and it just rained. And that's when I began to see that, oh, wait, I need sunlight, because I literally couldn't function. Like, my body wasn't responding to the environment. I needed the sun. Like, the sun literally talked to me. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. Okay, 2019, okay, I started indulging in some practices and dealing with some higher frequencies, right? I had an altar for Lakshmi, okay, the East Indian goddess of wealth and prosperity and health. And I didn't really know much about her. I was just told about it, and I said, okay, you know, at this time I was dibbling and dabbling and trying different gods and goddesses because they were brought to my attention. So I said, well, let me see what happens, you know. So at that time, one of the things that that manifested due to the altar was the wisdom and knowledge of this breatharianism, this thing called breatharianism. And it's been around for forever. You know, there's people that live like, there's people who live who don't eat or drink, you know. And I came into that awareness, and I started to practice this thing, and I began to get revelations, you know, about how actually food was an addiction, truly. The only time when I was indulging in this practice, when the only time that I would be thirsty is if I ate something salty or something sugary, okay? Eating that processed food out there. Then I needed water because my body needed the water to flush it out, okay? Other than that, whenever I would make a smoothie or fruit juice, right, I would be totally hydrated. I wouldn't need no water for the day. You know, I was fine. And before, I was drinking, you know, what they tell you, eight glasses of water, or for the people that were supposedly health conscious, you know, you drinking a gallon a day. That's what I used to do. And I was pissing up a storm. You know what I mean? And what I was doing too, now, you got to be careful with that water, because that water is like I said, it really is a cleansing agent. So we shouldn't be drinking it consistently, because ain't nothing truly in that water that we getting off the shelves, and it ain't damn sure ain't nothing in the tap water. So as you're drinking this water, I remember one morning waking up, and I heard the Spirit talk to me, and it said demineralization. I was actually losing the minerals in my bodies from the amount of water that I was taking in. That I was told to drink 8 glasses or drink a gallon a day. Based off your body weight, you drink double that, right? So I'm drinking a gallon a day, or close to it, or a little more. So I was doing that for quite some time, and let me tell you, that can be powerful early on in your spiritual journey. Like, I started my spiritual journey way on. I think I was born into this I was born awakened, right? So I started early on, 15, 14, removing things from my diet and doing certain things since I was a teenager. And definitely by the time I got 17 or so, I definitely didn't drink sodas or anything like that anymore. I was strictly water. So at that phase, drinking a gallon a day, it worked, because I had spent years of eating the food my mama had done fed me, eating the food that came out of the Dollar Tree, and eating nothing but sugar, salt, and nothing real. So that water helped during that process. But as I was growing in light, water, it was shown to me that water was actually becoming harmful, okay? And that fruit juice is actually, fruit or vegetable juice is superior to water, because fruit juice and vegetable juice has high amounts of nutrition and minerals and vitamins. Water it has nothing in it but except what they add to it, and what they add into it is fake. It ain't real. It ain't organic. So for those of us who are growing, we need more organic things. So the water was harming me, okay? So, okay, another thing that I want to mention. Okay, during this time, I used to take a lot of supplements too, going to get my vitamins, doing what I was told to do. Vitamins are good for you, get your vitamins in. So I would have my little cabinet of different things, and like I said in the beginning, it will work for you, because you coming out of just straight savagery, just eating and doing whatever you want to do. So the vitamins actually was working and helping. But then it got to a point where these vitamins were not working. Okay. And the Spirit told me, it said no. So, okay. So as I was using the vitamins, right? But I'm not really seeing no changes. I'm like, what's going on? I couldn't get weight off of me. I'm like, what the hell's going on? My skin wasn't glowing. I was drying up. What the hell's going on? I'm taking my vitamins. I'm exercising. Ain't nothing happening, But then Spirit said, this stuff is made in a laboratory. This ain't real. Okay. You need to change your diet to an all living life diet. Okay, you need life. So these vitamins that they sell in the store, once you become highly awakened, you can't even use them anymore. So if you are wondering right now, like, what's going on, why ain't things working for me, the things that used to work for my diet, why they ain't working, it's because you've grown in light. Those old technologies ain't working for the new body. You got a new body right now, okay? Or the new body is manifesting, and it needs you to delete those old programs, and it's time to enter into the new program. So the new program is everything you eat should be live, okay? Now, obviously, it's when you transition, it's going to be difficult or whatever, because you're coming from this. So you dibble and dabble, but your ultimate goal is to get over there into cleanliness, into live, high nutritional foods, okay? Now, and one thing I used to mess up with too early on is that you don't need much either, okay? As you grow in light, you don't need much, even a live food, okay? Because I used to have my vitamins. I was gluttonous in it. I'm thinking I need to have a variety of all these different vegetables, as they show you. Do a little bit of this, get a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. Okay. And you would go and buy all of these fruits and vegetables, and then, your life's so busy, a lot of your fruits and vegetables just getting have to be thrown in the trash because you ain't using them in a timely fashion. So if you can, you need to go out every day, daily, and get your food. Lord, give us this day our daily bread. right? So you want fresh things every day to put in your body, and you don't want to just go out and just fill your refrigerator up, because number one, that's going to cause you to overeat. Even overeating on healthy things cannot be good for you. Okay, so you only want to get what you need for the day. Make it a priority to go to the grocery store every day. Okay, so we're gonna stop drinking, or not. You drink the water when you need to. When you know you done drunk some, when you done ate some fake stuff and you need to cleanse yourself, that water is gonna be very good for you. Okay, for cleansing. But for nutrition, fruit juice, and vegetable juice, herbal juices. Okay, and herbal teas. Teas were big for me, right? Because now I used to do the smoothies and the juices and stuff like that, but again, a lot of fruits, because we thinking we need a tall glass. They show you that you drinking a 20-ounce smoothie. Okay, if you can just make 8 ounces or 6 ounces of juice, trust me, that is suffice. That will do wonders to your body for the whole week. Okay, so they got us buying all these different fruits and vegetables, making these mixtures to make juice. That's too much sugar, too much. That begins to wreak havoc on the body, as the body is now going through a purification process. So you're gonna need to release too much sugar, those smoothies, and now just go into whole fruit. So it's time to leave those smoothies alone. Okay, unless of course, if it's working for you and you getting it a little container, then okay, cool. But 20 ounces and 12, that's too much sugar for the body. Okay, so teas really helped. That helped with my sugar, getting me off of that sugar. Okay, and the teas are full of antioxidants, which is and they have properties to cure cancer, purify your blood, purify your liver. I mean, every vitamin that you can think of, they vitamins, minerals, they're loaded with it. Just you can get one tea and be good, or get you a couple different ones and just take a couple different ones every day. But you got to keep those herbs around, because those herbs are powerful and they stop you from eating. They suppress your appetite, because you're getting the nutrition that you need, and there's no sugar. So I encourage you to start your day with a cup of tea. Okay, and okay, so we're getting off these supplements. No more supplements, right? No more chlorophyll, right? Because the chlorophyll was a big thing. Oh, get you some chlorophyll. It's full of the power of the sun, because of all the chlorophyll coming in from the green leafy vegetables. Okay, no, these people that work in these laboratories, sometimes they miscalculate the formulas, and you got you some toxic shit and you start breaking out. Because that didn't happen to me using chlorophyll. I done broke out. Okay, so you gotta be careful with this stuff they're creating in the lab. No, what you want to do is you're gonna get you some fresh leafy greens. You need to eat your spinach, your kale every day, all of those greens, rather than eating that white the iceberg lettuce, which I love. The iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce are good. People say they're useless, but it's not. You get your water content from the iceberg. Okay, that's superior to drinking water. Okay, so iceberg lettuce is great, right? If you want to have it as your base, right? But you're going to need to put in those leafy greens. And if it's challenging for you, I tell you, just practice it. This is a practice thing, okay? However long it takes, you're going to practice this thing. Just adding it to your salad and putting the salad dressing you like and the toppings you like on it, and begin to eat it and watch the wonders of this natural green. This alive, fresh thing that you're doing, opposed to this extract that you're taking that they done made in some laboratory that you don't even know whether they giving you the real shit or not, to be honest. So we have to turn back to natural Orgon energy. The trees, the leafy greens, the herbs, they have spirit. They have energy, okay? Mother Earth spoke to me. I asked her, what is good for cancer? She began to blow leaves into my car, and then told me leafy greens is what's going to help with curing cancer in the body. So anybody that got a diagnosis of cancer, rebuke that thought, okay? Know that you can heal yourself. You don't want to go and get chemo. Chemo kill people. It kills your cells. Why the hell would you go and let somebody radiate you? Radiation at that potency kills your cells. So basically, they're killing your good cells and your bad. So no, there's a better way, okay? Those leafy greens, okay? Mother Earth also told me those mushrooms, okay? They have these mushroom extracts in the store. They got these mushroom teas. None of that. Now, if you can't get the real mushroom, then okay. However, you need to go and find out the seller, who got it or who grow it in America or throughout the world, a legitimate source, and you need the actual mushroom. Spirit told me that the chaga, I used to think that reishi was the one that I should be after because it was called the mushroom of immortality. You know, it deals with overall health. And reishi is obviously still great. But Spirit told me, Mother Earth, while I was doing a morning walk in the forest, she's began to show me, I was asking her about healing my DNA so that I am functioning at the level I need to be functioning in. And she began to show me all these luminous mushrooms that were inside of the forest. Then that night she came to me in a dream and showed me that I needed to deal with chaga, right? And the dream manifested like I was in Russia somewhere or whatever. And then come to find out, as I did the research the next day, I realized, that this chaga grows over there in, I think, Ukraine or the Russian area or whatever. And the dream pretty much revealed to me that it was the chaga and not the reishi that I seen in the dream. And that's the one that I should take for healing my DNA. Healing the DNA is also going to, obviously, heal any kind of cancers that's in the body. You know, it's going to help you awaken that junk DNA. It's going to help you to have communications with the cosmos. It's going to increase your connection with the cosmos, right? And as above, so below. I am the earthly manifestation of the goddess Isis, right? So whatever she is in heaven, I am here on earth, and that's your throne, you know? So you need to activate your DNA so that you can sit on your throne and have dominion and sovereignty on the earth and be, come back into your rulership, and rule from the throne. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I was telling you about the altar that I had put up for Lakshmi back in 2019. Okay, and I learned about the breatharian knowledge. Now, one day after doing a walk, I used to do like 6 miles a day walking up and down into the city and back and forth. And the sun was beaming that day. I remember I got back to my house and I just passed out. And I remember the sun began to talk to me. And the sun had said to me, he said, you may be the moon, right? That's moon representing that feminine energy, representing Isis, right? The goddess. The moon is the goddess. He said, but I am what animates you. I am what animates you. I am what gives you life. Okay? So I may be the moon, but the sun is the greater light. And it's what keeps me alive and animates this physical body. So I said, wow, okay. So like I said, I was growing in consciousness. The knowledge actually manifests to me that more melanin you have, the more sunlight you need. And then I'm actually getting the sun speaking to me, confirming that I need more sunlight. Okay. So my issue is I need money. If I'm going to live over there in the West Coast, we all hear it costs so much money. You're going to need some money. I'm starting to start to process my escape plan. How am I going to get over there? I ain't got the money to get over there. How I'm going to do this, to set myself up, So, this was a mandate given to me all the way back in 2019, but here I am 2024 and I'm here. Okay. I came over in 2020. I didn't stay. Right? Went on a journey all around trying to find other ways, tried to find other places to live that I thought might work. Miami or Jamaica, the Caribbean. No, the Lord said, I told you, you need to go where that sun shines the strongest, right? Where were the Egyptian monuments at? They in the desert. They in that hot heat. We need that hot, dry heat, okay? The sun awakens you. The sun will allow you to, for you entrepreneurs out there, it's going to allow you to rapidly excel and get the things done that you've been wanting to get done that you couldn't get done in a different territory. And not only that, in the West, they got the resources. The western part of the United States has like the third largest economy in the world. So there's money here for you to get things up and running that you need to get up and running. This is the place for the chosen to be. Okay? The laws here accommodate you. You need to get over here. Okay? So if you've been like saying, what is going on with my body? Or you just knowing like you need more sunlight, you need more fresh air. Like this is the place where it's lush vegetation. Okay? Lush vegetation in the desert. Right? And I had to say, okay, it doesn't rain here, but hold on, there's so much vegetation here. How is the trees thriving here? Because guess what? The land we on is up under a river, up underwater. Okay? I begin to observe the palm trees here. The palm trees have seashells on them. It has snails. It has creatures from the sea, okay, living on them. I couldn't believe it, and then I had to think, okay, because I couldn't believe it. I began to think, how do these plants get their nourishment then? Because there's water up under the ground that's feeding them. Okay? So another thing for people who think that they may need to be in a place with more water and stuff like that. You have to remember that the atmosphere all around you is water. The skies is actually an ocean. Okay? So the sky is electric on the West Coast. Like I told you, it's the home of the gods. Right? This is their territory. It's organic, high Orgon and electrical energy here. You need to be in this atmosphere. Breathing in that good ass prana, as Ralph Smart would say. Okay? The air here is better. You need more oxygen. I begin to know that I needed more oxygen, right? That was the other thing. I begin to realize being in the house, right? Just going to work, coming home, going for my little 1 hour walk or so. That wasn't enough. My body required so much fresh air. I used to have my windows open. Okay? Have my windows open in the wintertime because my body required that. And I still wasn't getting enough. I begin to know that I was going to need more oxygen, that I perhaps was going to have to start living outside, living outdoors, because I required that now. Indoors was attacking my body. It became pollution. You got to think, a lot of us living in these old buildings, 1970s, these people don't keep up with these buildings. Who knows what? Okay, look, I'm living in my apartment, right? And I needed a new tub. So they took out the tub and took down the wall, and I seen all the mold that was behind it. And do you know, I ain't seen them disinfect the wall or do anything. They literally slapped up a new modern tapestry over it, or new modern tiles over it, gave me a new bathtub and said, here. Okay? So we are living in toxic buildings. Even when these people remodel these buildings, you know what I mean? They just, especially if they're doing a cheap remodel and they just throwing up the tile, they ain't gutting out all of that filth and that yuck that is attacking our bodies. Do you know that there are so many people? I think I could be wrong, but I know I've read years ago that it's a main cause of death. People dying from bad air quality, and it's coming from these homes that we living in where they ain't upkept properly. I believe homes got to be gutted out every so often, just from what I've seen, just to have that freshness, so if you have to live in your house for now and you ain't ready to take that leap to the great outdoors, right, then I encourage you to keep those windows open. Do you know how many people's houses I go to, or I go to their front door, I'm delivering to them, right, and I go to their front door and the house just smells awful? I'm like, yo, open the windows. You know, you got to open that window. You know, and you see the people coming and they be, you know, you could just tell they need to open a window in there. You know, fresh air is highly important for the chosen. Okay, so that's something I'm gonna put out there. Eventually, you're gonna need to come up out of them houses. Okay, or at least you can keep a house. Obviously, keep a house for shelter when you need to go indoors, right? But spend time sleeping outdoors, in your car, in a tent, because your body, it will greatly appreciate it. Trust me. I tell you what I know. So we know that the atmosphere is highly charged with positive ions. So you need to be outdoors. You need to be around those fresh oxygenated trees. Take a walk in the forest, you know, every day. If you're living indoors, you need that purification. Trust me. Okay? So let's see. I came on here to bring to your awareness that your body is changing. It's rejecting pollutants. Okay? To the point where I can't even be around cleaning supplies like that. You know, they're toxic. We got to clean with cleaner items. Even, say for instance, my woman pads, I love Always, you know. I've been using them since I was a teenager. But my body is rejecting them now. I'm becoming too sensitive. I know that they are toxic and they are toxic to my body. My body's responding to it. Lotion, skincare, all of this stuff that they're advertising. You don't need none of that stuff. We are in the time where we have to be natural. Okay? And I know that may be hard for some. For me, it's been a journey into this natural living thing. I've been, you know, like I said, born awakening and born into this this natural thing. So it's been a progression since I was a teenager, you know, and I'm just constantly growing and gradually letting things go, you know, and just being more authentic, more natural, more who I am and what I was created to be. So yes, it's time to clean up, clean out, and treat your body good. Your body will thank you in turn, for sure. Now I'm trying to think before I get off. I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, so we're talking about increased sunlight for the chosen, increase oxygen, get outdoors, be outdoors more. Most of your days should be spent outside, not in the office at your job. It's time to become entrepreneurs, right? You know, or whatever job allows you to be outdoors. Okay, something that aligns with your energy, but more outdoors. You should be outdoors at least 8 hours a day. You know, no more locked up in these buildings that got no fresh air. You know what too? So look, before I made the transition, you know, knowing that I needed to come out west, I told y'all that originally the way I was going about it was I was staying in hotels, but them hotels were so expensive. Eventually, after a couple months, you know, my money ran out and I was back to square one. You know, it's back to square one. So those hotels now are filthy to me. These beautiful ones that you go in, right? That look beautiful because they got all the modern fixtures, right? Number one, they don't be cleaning them rooms like that. That's number one. Okay. Number two, there ain't no oxygen coming. Ain't no windows that open. The only place that I found that had windows were, I think Marriott's Residence Inn had them, and a few hotels. A few hotels will have windows. So if you're going to stay in a hotel as you transition and travel out west, make sure you're staying in those that have windows. All of these fancy buildings, I'm telling you, they filthy. They are gunk to you. They are pollutants. I couldn't even stay in them anymore. It was beginning to attack me. So outdoors, like the plants are outdoors and they thrive, right? As soon as I go and pick up a flower, right, and I bring the flower in my home, the flower is dead. Okay, that's a test to test your environment. Okay, and for those of you who have to stay in the house right now, get you air purifiers and stuff like that, because I've heard that those things help out. Okay, That's always good. Always having your air on if you can, but the windows is superior, obviously, having them open. But look, just take a flower, uproot it, and put it in your car or in your house. Watch what happened to it. It's going to die instantly. It's going to wither away. And that's the same thing that's happening to our bodies. They're decaying because we have risen in frequency and we are still living indoors and we are not getting the proper nutrients. Sun is nutrients. The atmosphere, this prana, nutrients. Okay? The soil, right? We need more things that come from the earth. Potatoes, red potatoes, herbs, roots, vegetables, things that come from the earth. Highly alive and mineral. Energy. We need energy. Okay? I'm telling you, you will feel so much better. And don't be hard on yourself. It's a journey. You know, knowledge is power. So just knowing it, you're going to slip up. You know, it's like learning how to ride a bicycle, right? But eventually you get on that thing and you'll just start riding and things will be smooth. It may take some years. I ain't telling you it's going to happen overnight. For some people, it just happened for them overnight. That wasn't my journey. You know, I've been off and on this thing. Like, you know, I've been conscious and knowing that I need to do better and doing better. You know, I've always incorporated these fruits and vegetables and all this stuff in my life, but I still was eating bad stuff. I was still indoors and not outdoors. You know, all of those things. I wasn't where I fully needed to be, which is outdoors in this atmosphere. This is where all the free energy is. Believe me, when you're having a bad day, right, and you're in the house and you ain't feeling good, just go step out your door. And I encourage those of you who are having a hard time getting out the bed, because like I told you, for a long time, it's hard for me to get out of the bed because, again, I didn't have the proper nutrient. I wasn't planted in the right environment. It rained almost every day where I was at. It was overcast almost every day. And I'm sensitive. I need light, you know, to get up and go. That sun will make you rise and get going. Okay? So I had troubles getting out of the bed. So I'm saying, or I used to tell myself, Tamika, just get out the bed. If I got out the bed and got out the door, I literally, my energy, even with all of the overcast in the air, you know, and I go out and breathe, I would be okay. I can begin to start my day. You got to get out of those houses. Those houses are toxic. Okay? So yes, I believe I covered everything that I wanted to cover. More sunlight, more oxygen. Go walk in the forest. Go walk around them plants. More nutrient-dense food. More alive foods. Okay? More life. More life. That's what I wish for you guys. More life, more life, more life. More fire, more fire, more fire, more fire. All right. That's my message for today. I hope I was clear as always. And I hope that you can take something from this and begin to implement it in your lives and begin to rise. Peace.